What is up? So, how many of you, done the global healing experiment with Case? Me and Kim tried it, and it was pretty cool. Pretty cool. We both had different type of experiences. Um, I may let her, or if she wants to, she may tell hers. I'll tell maybe later. But my experience, which during meditation, what's cool is about my experience. I'll explain, but during meditation, I'm always trying to see color because I always see black. And um, back in February, when everything, or I always talk about this thing as past tense. It's still kind of going on, but it wasn't. It's nothing as intense as it was. But when I meditate, I always see like it's gray, charcoal gray, and there's this like dark black tunnel thing that kind of moves, and I start to go through it as I inhale, and it feels like I'm going through this thing, and it's almost like a wormhole or something, black hole, wormhole, I don't know, something like you see on TV, something like that. But that's the best I could get out of it. But and I've always been pissed because I always want to see an apple. I always want to see an image of something. When I close my eyes, I always want to be able to see it. When I see an image of something, it seems like I always see it out here somewhere. Uh, if I imagine anything, I close my eyes, try to imagine. I don't never see it, where my eyes would normally see it. But it's always, I pick it up out here, which I know why, but I'll talk about that later. Anyway, so lately I've been trying to see color though, and I've been pulling color in for about the past month. Um, it started with like an indigo blue. Finally could see color because I've been trying to see color. Color's hard to see. I mean, some people may be able to see it. I can't do it. So I have been though. So I haven't been able to do it. Now I can, but not very good. But anyway, so I've seen started off with the indigo blue type colors. Got into like a rose colored reds there for a few days. Then finally got to this because I listen to this flute music and shit. And I'm always, whenever I meditate, I try to move around. I'll listen to what is it, Beethoven and Mozart and 432 hertz stuff, and then those binaural beats, whatever they're called, and Indian flute music, shit like that. You know the shit that I'm talking about. Anyway, and I did get to this, like I said, I think it was Indian flute music or something, but where I started seeing this lavender, man, it was like this lavender, real pretty, smoky, swirly. It was cool, and it kept coming in, and then it got to be where I was like, it was like whatever it was moving through me instead of me going through, like I always go through this black tube thing, like a wormhole. That I go through. This here was like this smoke thing coming out of me, like I'm coming this way and it's going that way, type of thing. Hard to explain, but anyway, but smoky, swirly lavender, and I got that once, but I've only got it once until the reconnection, until this, not reconnection, but this global deal. And it was freaking cool as hell because I'm spiraling, and it's that lavender, and that's the first thing, right immediately I lost she said she had the same thing happen to her, but I couldn't swallow and I couldn't hardly breathe. The only thing I can kind of describe it as, I've been trying to astral project. I've got a second cousin, she astral projects and tells me about shit, and so I got on YouTube, obviously, and all over the place on that, and so I've been trying to do it, but I've gotten a couple times where I think I've gotten close, where I'm vibrating and shaking and shit, and I can't breathe. My throat closes off, and I have to, do whatever. So I kind of got that, but what I wanted to see is like, how compared to the reconnection, what I would feel, because you get like there's these like pulses, these electric jolts, pulses or whatever, and men that have an orgasm know what I'm talking about at the end of an orgasm. You know, a guy jerks. And women know too, if you've been with a man, you know what I'm saying? You know when he jerks like that. Well, it's that kind of a feeling. It's like that, you know, you don't have no control over it. Just, you know, like electric shock type thing or something. And so I was feeling a few of those, not near as bad, nothing near as bad, but I did feel them, and I got the taste in my mouth and a little bit of the smell. Both times I had this smell and this taste. And I thought it was metallic. I thought the taste was metallic. I thought it was like, you know, like if you had a penny in your mouth, or maybe, you know, you're taking out a screen door or something, put them screws in your mouth and take them out, that metallic taste. That's what I was relating it to. But I think this, after 2 days of doing the reconnection and then this, I think I'm more familiar with, I think it's more like sticking your tongue on a battery. That the residual after that, I think that's what it is. I think it's more of an electric, you know, and it seems like metal, you know, it seems metallic, but I don't know. But anyway, so that shit was cool. And then we both fell asleep and both crashed, so we get up early and whatever, but so anyway, we was laying there, you know, he was relaxed, super relaxed, you know, so anyway, probably other people did too, I'm sure. But yeah, it was groovy. It really was. She said, you know, the way she described her experience was sort of kind of like an astral projection. She said she felt like she was coming out of her body and like a rubber band, she was being sucked out, and you know, whatever. And I haven't asked her for details. I know there's a few more things, but I'm just kind of like letting her tell me, you know, as she wants to tell me. So, and I'm not forcing it, because I don't want her, I want her to remember them as she remembers them. I don't want her to force think it, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. I don't know. But, yeah, it was cool. So, that's one thing I was wanting to talk about. Another thing, I want to talk about toxic people, you know. She would... Okay, an update on Kim, what she had. She had, okay, a couple things that she told me about. She had this lump thing in her throat, same as me. She couldn't breathe and couldn't hardly swallow. And then she had this, you know, like an astral projection feeling where she had left her body, and she could see herself laying there, but she didn't disconnect all the way. It was like a rubber band. She snapped back. Those of you that astral project know what I'm talking about. But one of the things, she just came out of the bathtub and she was teary-eyed, and things she had forgot about, that she had these 2 moments of peace. She's taking her mom to the doctor tomorrow, actually to this pain specialist guy. She's been crippled over. I mean, I'm talking about, they started operating on her back in the day when they when they was using hammer and chisels and shit. I mean, you know, they'd saw you up, bolt you, put bolts and screws and nuts and rods, and so she's had, I don't know how many back surgeries. She's been on pain pills for years and years and years and years. Well, finally, there's this opportunity to have this, it's called a pain pump, I guess, is what it is, and they insert it in your belly. It's pretty dangerous. And they send, like, I guess, an epidural style pain relief, you know, where they go to your spine right where the pain is, and I think it injects morphine, and you have a little thumb thing that, like, if you need a little extra dose, you know, you can give yourself a little extra dose. But anyway, Kim had these, you know, 2 moments of peace where she just had really felt like these last years of her mom's life are going to be her best years. And it just emotionally, you know, it overcame her a couple different times during the session. You know, she said she was just like sitting there thinking, am I doing this right? You know, is my hands right? Is this right? You know, but during this time, she's also having thoughts. So she had her experiences as well. So that's 2 of us that had, you know, at least some experiences. So, you know, 2 more people. It looks like there's a bunch. So it's cool. I don't know if we're in the Guinness World Book of Records for this or not, but It was cool to be a part of it. Anyway, I just want to get back on that and come back and give a little quick update on her and what she kind of experienced. So anyway, peace.